Countdown was just released today, and it comes from first-time director Justin Dec. I don't know. But this stars Elizabeth Lail from the television series You. I didn't recognize her at first, but then I was like, wait a minute, isn't that Guinevere from You? It sure was. And this is about an app that you download on your phone, and it tells you the exact time of your death. Reminds me of some kind of old J-horror film like One Missed Call or something. When I saw the trailer to this, I was intrigued. You know, I saw that it was going to be PG-13 and that it was going to be geared more towards the high school age, which I'm not opposed to. A lot of people are, and then they'll force themselves to go and sit through these things so that they can go and bash them. I don't really understand that mentality. If you know you're going to hate the movie, then why go and see it? Why support it? Why support what you think is god-awful? Just that kind of stuff baffles my mind, but I went into this with an open mind. And I will tell you, is this a film I could recommend? No, because I know how people are. Because I know that they'll watch this movie and they'll say all the things that I couldn't really argue with them on for the most part. For the most part, what people would say against this movie. It's unoriginal, it's uninspired, it's paint by numbers, all these things. Yeah, I agree with you. I would agree with you for sure. So, in good conscience, could I recommend the film to anybody? No, absolutely not. That all being said, I'm not going to deny that I was into the movie the entire time. I enjoyed my time watching the movie. I sat through more ambitious films this year that I liked way less. So, what does it really all come down to in the end? Is it a masterpiece of cinema? Is it art being pushed and trying to reinvent the wheel and coming up with creative original stories? Yes, I mean, I would love for that to happen, and I am always the advocate for somebody who says I would rather a film try new things and fail, and films that check all the boxes, play it safe, and are fine. That all said, I still found the film very entertaining. And that's because I liked the way the concept was handled. Yes, it's all very generic. And I know this is a review or an opinion I will get shit for, because people will watch this and they'll think it's the new Slender Man or the new Wish Upon or the new Bye Bye Man or whatever. There's always a movie every year, one or two of them that come out. They're wider released, usually PG-13, usually geared towards a younger audience, which I don't exactly know how I feel about all of that. Like, I feel like kids should have horror to start with. And I've seen some good kid horror this year, like the Creeped Out series on Netflix, or what was that other one called? I watched a freaking kids horror movie earlier this year and I talked about it. What the hell was it called? I'll come back to it probably. And then, then there's adult horror that has really intense themes and graphic displays of violence and sexuality and this and that. And that's going to appeal to someone more my age. But there's very little middle ground films for 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds to go with their friends and experience. 13-year-olds, I mean, this is what the prime audience age is. This is a PG-13 movie. 13-year-olds should be able to go to it and not feel like they're being exposed to too much. They just want to go. They want to have a fun time. They want to have some scary things thrown at them. Ideas popped into their head for them to ponder and be like, oh shit, man, would I download that app? What would I do with it? And I think this does a good job of giving the experience to that target audience that they would want and are looking for. And I'm just someone who I'm able to put myself in the mindset of whatever kind of film is being presented to me. So as long as the film is good for what it's going for, I can enjoy it. I'm a pretty open opportunity kind of person when it comes to film. I don't have really a preference per se. Do I have things, I shouldn't say preference, but I don't have a like definite no, I don't want any of this. This is all cut. Like, as long as anything is good and plays strong to its strengths, I'm going to enjoy it. And I felt like this film had a lot of really fun moments. It was always engaging. I was always into it. The characters are mostly generic, but I thought that the actors did good with them. Is there anything original to this film? Not from a story perspective, not from a character perspective. I thought there was a couple genuinely good moments with the creep out stuff. There's something that happens in a bathroom stall, and I really liked a lot of that stuff. When the scares were set up, could this have been better? Absolutely. But where it would have been better, I feel like it would have been compared way too much to Final Destination, because that's essentially what this is in its idea. Like, you have a certain amount of time left and death is coming for you, and no matter what you try to do, you can't escape it. Your time is up. Just accept it and don't bother running from it. But I feel like the characters really did go through a lot of the motions to do what you would try to do in this scenario. Once you're screwed like this, there weren't any real decisions that I was like, oh my God, rolling my eyes at. I got it. And there were clever moments in the movie where I was like, oh, that's cool. I've never seen that before. Oh, that's unique. Okay, that's a different spin on that. So it kept me engaged. I can't sit here and say, just go along with the masses and be like, oh, no, PG-13 and it's by the numbers, so it's bad. I'm usually the person that would be on the side of paint by numbers is bad. But I can't deny that I had a good time. So that's a tough one for me. I was sitting in the theater and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be a total fucking hypocrite here and give a, quote unquote good review to a film that, I would otherwise say is playing it safe and isn't good. But they checked all the boxes, but they kept it engaging enough. They tried different things enough that I was always interested. Is it something I'd watch again? No, probably not. Is it something most people are going to hate and say it's the worst shit they've ever seen? Absolutely. That's to be expected. But I enjoyed it. And, that's that. I don't feel guilty about it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, what the hell's wrong with me? It's just enjoyed my time. So, you'll know if this is for you. This is typical fare PG-13 horror for teenagers. And just somehow it won me over. Don't know exactly what it was, but I was totally into the film the whole time. So there you go. I'm not really sure how good of a review that was. I kind of went all over the place and almost contradicted myself at every turn, but that's my channel. I like to just let it all hang out and organically flow, and if it's confusing, oh well, there's my thoughts. My thoughts are very confusing, so I think that this review fits that. But I mean, at the end of the day, as I said, I think this is the most important takeaway. What is the most important thing about going to the film? Going to the movies, should I say, but this film. What's the most important thing? Being entertained. Was I entertained? Absolutely. Did I enjoy my time in the theater the whole time? I did. So it did its job. It's not going to win any awards. It won't be remembered in 5 years from now. But I enjoyed the movie. There you go. I mean, that's all I can say about it. Let me know if you see it. Adios.